Well, April, the giraffe, still has not pregnated. Has been impregnated, but has not followed through on it, whatever gone through there.
Hasn't gone into
labor.
Delivered.
Yeah, and delivered. So what's going on? At first we thought this was one big prank. Jeff Taylor is the owner of Wild Animal Park in Chittenango, which Manaski says, my wife says the same thing. This place is really cool. It's just to the west of us. And you took your son there.
We took Carter, and in fact, the most memorable, and they had a lot of great, beautiful animals, but the most memorable thing for me was we go around the corner, and there's these huge giraffes. I'm like, oh, my God. I didn't know giraffes were right here in central New York. And we fed them, I think it was carrots or celery sticks they have for you to feed the giraffes, and one of them licked Carter right in the forehead.
Right in the forehead. On the line right now is Jeff Taylor. Jeff, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
A lot of people just talking about the pregnant giraffe. What are your thoughts on all this?
It's a very interesting story. It's amazing how it's really gone viral with everything, and how people have taken to it, and they pretty much watch it constantly.
They do. I was saying, we talk about March Madness being a month where people get distracted in the workplace. This giraffe has definitely been that. People monitor 24/7 whenever they're awake, it seems.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. I mean, the thing is they don't. It's hard to tell when they're going to have it, so it could still be another month or two.
A month or two.
Giraffe gestation is about 15 months.
Okay.
So, the thing is, it's kind of strange with this situation. Not strange, but sometimes the Denver Zoo recently had a baby born, I think it was last month, and they didn't even know it was pregnant. So it also, that day they came out and their giraffe was having a baby. So they don't always show. It's hard to really tell the signs that they're going into labor or different things. I mean, you watch that feed, they've said it's been going into labor probably 3 or 4 times.
Same thing happened to my great aunt Cassie. She had no idea. And just one day the baby well, she was quite a woman. Andrew.
Well, no, I just want to say people are saying that they can see the baby calf move inside of the giraffe's stomach, or the womb, as it were. Is that possible? Could you see if an animal was pregnant, the baby moving around?
Are people seeing things, or are they really seeing that?
I mean, I don't want to insult people, but I mean, it's not on a camera. I can't imagine you're going to be seeing the baby really move that well.
Could it be breath or gas or something?
Their stomachs sometimes move differently, and it might be they're breathing or whichever, and people might think this. Yeah, I mean, I can't say they're not seeing it, but it's hard to tell. I mean, I had 2 zebras that were pregnant, and they just had babies recently, and their stomachs were huge, but you couldn't really see any movement in there, and they're also very large inside the body.
So have you ever had a giraffe birthing at your place?
No, we haven't. Our giraffes are fairly young.
Okay.
My male is actually about the same size as same age as his male, Oliver, which is 3.5. That's the kind of unique thing with this situation is giraffe usually in the wild they won't breed till they're about 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
In captivity, it's sometimes between 3 and 4, and if the calculations are correct, Oliver was only about 2.5 when he bred her.
Yeah,
so
young gun.
That was at a young age. And my male is about, like I said, 3.5, but my female, she's only just over 1.5 years. So we've got a little ways to go. We've got a couple of years, but hopefully someday we'll have a baby giraffe.
Well, have you looked at that and say, wow, what an amazing story for this? This sounds like you know the guy that owns the place down there. But he got onto something here, and it's just, who knows when this stuff goes viral.
Yeah, it's crazy. Little things, that you won't expect, and it brings quite a lot of publicity attention. I mean, hopefully it brings attention to the species in general. That's more my interest in the whole situation, is I watch more of that aspect because their numbers are dwindling in the wild, and people don't realize it. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, this giraffe are pretty popular right now, and people will know that we need to protect the ones in the wild.
Right.
But it's very important for us to have them in captivity for people to see them. And this is just this is showcasing why we need animals in captivity. I mean, if this hadn't happened, a lot of people wouldn't even know anything about giraffe.
Right.
Now I think a lot more people are aware of giraffe.
Well, and when you go to a zoo or to a place like yours or Disney, wherever you go to see, it's really breathtaking when you stand there and look at this animal. I mean, it's just incredible, right?
They're pretty massive when you're up next to them.
It is really something.
So, Jeff, initially when this video had come out, there were a lot of, and I think this is what really sparked a lot of the publicity, was animal rights groups were kind of having a problem with you shouldn't be filming them in their natural environment or, trying to exploit their pregnancy. What are your thoughts on that? Have you ever?
Here's what you do to them. Bang! You just cough them upside the
that's
head.
what I'm saying. Do you have any
Yes.
issues? I mean, your conditions at the park are absolutely phenomenal.
Well, and
you're
already touching on this that it's the visibility that actually spreads the awareness of the importance of trying to sustain the species. How important that is in the wild.
I mean, you can ask me or ask what zoos do for conservation. We can go on and on forever about the different things. And ask an animal rights person what they've done to help animals in the wild, and they won't have a single thing to say. And that's a unique thing that we have to deal with having animals in captivities. We're an easy target. We get attacked constantly. And we provide amazing conditions for these animals. I mean, we give them the best diets, best health care, best everything they can get. So it's important for us, I mean, to see the looks on kids' faces, and you can really see that it reaches, them and that they take it all in. And a lot of our visitors don't realize that we are constantly under attack. I mean, we're all the time getting hit with these people. They're trying to get laws passed, and they don't even want you to have dogs and cats, but we're the easy targets.
Yeah.
So that's where they attacked him early on this, and it was just, he's in the spotlight, so they go for whoever they can.
Now, people might not realize, but this giraffe, April, is at a facility down near. Is it a zoo or is it a wildlife sanctuary like yours?
Well, we're not a sanctuary either. I call it an animal park.
Okay.
His park is a little bit different than ours. It's got more of a, I would say, barnyard theme. I mean, he's got some cool species. I mean, we have more of the big cats. I mean, we have the largest cat collection in New York State and one of the largest in the country as far as the big cats. But it's a nice facility. It's different than ours. Like I said, it's more of a farmyard setting. Okay. He takes great care of the animals as far as I'm aware of.
And you could confirm today, though, that, we were quite suspicious that, the thing's named April 1st, April Fools. You can confirm that this is not a prank, that this thing is really pregnant.
I can confirm that it's not intended to be a prank.
Okay.
As far as its name was April for a long time ago.
Right.
Because I knew when he originally got it. I mean, I would never say I would confirm the pregnancy itself, and don't, by all means, I don't want people saying I'm saying it's not pregnant.
Right.
I would say 90% it's pregnant. But when it comes to they're so hard to tell, and like I said, his male is young to breed. It's very young. It's not unprecedented, but pretty close to it. So, it'll be interesting to see when it does have it. And the important thing that people need to realize, and I've kind of stressed this, you don't want to sound negative, but understand that it's a live birth. It's on live TV. Giraffes sometimes have issues just like other animals during birth. So if something does go wrong, don't attack the facility. Don't attack him.
Right.
I mean, a lot of zoos have giraffe born all the time across the country and across the world. And there's reasons why they don't necessarily do a live feed. They wait for a couple days, week after they announce it to make sure that the giraffe is up, moving, feeding off the mother. Sometimes in rare instances, the mother so then you have to have your veterinarians jump in. You have to get them the colostrum they need. You've got to get them on a bottle.
Okay,
and
so
make sure they're up and healthy.
In other words, there could be complications here, and here this thing is being streamed across the world, and there could be complications. So hopefully this doesn't
hopefully
backfire.
Not. I mean, the chances are. I mean, we're all hoping that it doesn't happen, but in the case it does, you hope people are understanding, and that's when he thought he got attacked bad by animal rights in the beginning. It would be horrendous, and he'd be doing nothing wrong. He's he's trying to do a good thing. But with a live feed, there are risks.
Yeah, got it. All right. Well, listen, you've been a great deal of insight here, and I appreciate it. Jeff Taylor. And, of course, the animal park is yours is in Chittenango, and it's well worth checking out.
Yeah, we open up April 29th for the season.
Right.
We've got a lot of
awesome.
new additions this year.
All right, cool. So maybe we'll talk to you again when you open up.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks for taking the time. Jeff Taylor, that's the animal park in Chittenango. Also, of course, we're lucky to have a city in Utica, a city the size of Utica, to have a zoo like we have. And the Utica Zoo, it's pretty amazing.